Hey, what's up guys? I'm going to be making a chowder iceberg video. Now I made this iceberg. I'm going to be covering some fun facts you didn't know about chowder and some strange and other strange stuff about the show that I didn't know about. So let's get started. Let's jump right into it. Chowder pilot laws. Now some of you guys might be confused. You'll be like, hey, the first episode of Chowder, the Froggy Apple Crumble Pumpkin is the pilot episode. But you're wrong. There's actually a lost chowder pilot that was lost for years. The whole thing's still lost. But someone posted what the original theme song of Chowder was going to be like a few years ago, and it's not as catchy as the original. Here, let me show you.
You take the moon and you take the sun. You take everything that seems like fun. You stir it all up and when you're done, you share a big piece with everyone. So come on in, feel free to do some licking. Say a while 'cause something's all cooking. Come on in, feel free to do some licking. Say a while 'cause something's all cooking,
Yeah, definitely super different from the original. I can see why they changed it, because kids singing it is kind of more boring than the actual characters singing it. Chowder is a food. Now it's obvious that everyone in the world knows that chowder was originally a food called clam chowder. That's pretty much all I have to describe. Next topic, please. Chowder voice actor voiced Gumball? Now, I realize that he didn't voice Gumball in the show, only in the original pilot he voiced Gumball. It's crazy to hear that at some point in time, Chowder's voice actor was originally going to voice Gumball. That's crazy. Chowder April Fool's joke. So on April 1st, 2022, a YouTube user, which I can't remember the name of because their name's kind of long and crazy, posted this video called Chowder Leak 2022. Oh my gosh. And it turned out to be an April Fool's joke. And it was a video that someone made, super talented, not official by Cartoon Network either, where the characters, Chowder and Mong, just break the fourth wall like they say. This episode was made on April Fool's Day and we know we're in a cartoon. They know they're in a cartoon. And then Chowder's disappointed at the end that this is not a real return. I hope someday we can get a real return to Chowder. Chowder. Chowder's a fan-made version of Chowder that me and Dad made. It's a whole series that me and Dad made. It's hilarious. It's a parody of Chowder called Chowder, and it's just crazy. It's just over-the-top, crazy, hilarious. Chowder Reanimated. Now, Chowder Reanimated is a fan-made Chowder animation with a bunch of animators colliding to remake the Chowder Christmas special into different animation styles each second. I remember watching it a few years ago, and I remember it being kind of funny and entertaining. Flapjack Reanimated comes out soon, and I don't know what that's going to be like, but it's going to be as funny as Chowder Reanimated was. Chowder was canceled because of CN Real. Now, this is proven by theories of its series cancellation. Some people think Chowder was canceled because of shows like Dude, What Would Happen, Destroy, Build, Destroy, and Bobby Says, and Brain Rush, but Chowder ended after all those shows stopped airing and around when Adventure Time was airing, so my guess is that that theory is false and Chowder was really the real reason why Chowder was canceled, just to shift more focus into shows like Adventure Time, Regular Show, Mad, and Symbionic Titan, and more like Gumball and stuff. Chowder canceled movie special 2009. This was originally going to come out around the time Chowder was airing, with new characters like Pigna-Pie, the beach bum rat, and involving a journey with Chowder and Panini finding pieces of a map, and it would have a big kiss scene at the end. Sadly, this idea was rejected and canceled because Chowder ended in 2010, and the plans for this special were tossed to the side because of Chowder's cancellation 1 year later in 2010. Gazpacho's mom. Now, the reason why this is on the iceberg, because it's kind of really strange why we never see Gazpacho's mom in a show. We never get a true reason. There was an episode all based around her, and I didn't show her even once. The picture I'm showing here is this Gazpacho dressed up as a woman. Not really Gazpacho's mom, but I just picked it because I thought it would match perfectly. Next topic. Chowder is a mix between a cat, bear, and rabbit? Now, some people say Chowder is a mix between a cat, bear, and a rabbit, but I think that theory might actually be true. Since we have no idea what the heck Chowder is, he must be a mix between a cat, bear, and rabbit, right? Well, probably. Probably that day when we find out when the theory will be confirmed will never come. We'll just keep this theory as confirmed in our heads since it's probably right. Since we never find out which animal Chowder is in the show, and he probably is a mix between a cat, bear, and rabbit. Who knows? Lost Chowder plushies. Back in 2010, Kelly Toy was going to release Chowder and Flapjack plushies in a carnival. But due to both of those shows' cancellation that year, the plushies never came to reality, which confirms them as lost. Since this is a Chowder iceberg video, we're going to be focusing on the Chowder plushies and not the Flapjack plushies. That's for a different video. It's strange because some people actually own the Mung plushie. What? How'd they even get their hands on that? I don't know, but someone posted images a few years ago then showing it off. That's crazy. I wonder how they got that rare piece of plush media. The world will probably never know. Speaking of Chowder plushes, I have homemade Chowder plushies. That's right, I have homemade Chowder plushies that someone made for me a while back. It was 3 years ago. Someone gave me that as a gift. I can't remember exactly who made it for me, but I think it was, someone, I don't know. All I remember was that they're pretty good at making homemade plushies. I mean, this looks pretty good replica version plush of Chowder. I gotta admit, the official Lost Media ones look way better, but this still looks pretty cool too. I'm glad I own it. Chowder meets Flapjack. What I'm basically referring to here is the really well made and cool fan art of people with Chowder meeting Flapjack. This is one of my favorites, the Chowder and Flapjack show. This one looks a little weirder, but still pretty cool. Chowder DVDs. The Chowder DVDs are from 2008 to 2009. There was 2 Chowder DVDs, one featuring one batch from season 1 and then the second DVD featuring another batch from season 1, I think. Yeah, it was. There's one with Chowder on the main cover, the one I'm showing you right now, and then the second DVD had Mung on the cover. I own both of these DVDs, by the way, considering Chowder is one of my favorite shows, so it makes sense for me to have all the DVDs of the show. This one's ridiculous. Chowder thinks people are grumpy because they have to take a poo. I don't know why, but I see no signs of this even being official. And I've watched all the episodes like a million times, and I've seen no sign of why Chowder thinks that. He says that in 0 episodes. But I think that's pretty hilarious that some people think that Chowder thinks that way when people are grumpy because you have to go to the bathroom. It's really funny even though he doesn't say it in the episodes. You know what? Maybe he does. I just don't actually remember. Yeah, that could be too, but for now, I don't believe it. Chowder's blue cat. This part of the iceberg is referring to the part of the episode of Chowder called Kid Schnitzel, where Schnitzel actually steps in Princess Lollipop's litter box. And Chowder's trying to clean her litter box. Oofed Mung. Now, I can't cover this because this is a Chowder Lost episode creepypasta story that has a bunch of disturbing moments, gross out parts, really disturbing moments, and bad language, so I'm not going to read the story or summarize it. Next, layer, the last layer of the iceberg. Chowder sometimes keeps Bludder in his hat. Chowder is often seen keeping his pet Bludder, a small fuzzy creature, inside his hat. Okay, that's all I need to know. This is weird. I thought Bludder was a food in Chowder, not a fuzzy creature. This is weird to read. Okay, next topic. Oh, I can see why this is on the last layer. Layer. I can see why this is on the last layer of the iceberg. Ooh, next. Chowder's square pants. There's no info about this. I just made it up and put it in here. All I can relate to this iceberg is this image I made with SpongeBob, and I also edited it with Chowder in it. That's why this entry/topic in the iceberg is called Chowder SquarePants. That's pretty much it. Next topic, please. Chowder PlayStation/PS2 game fake. The only source of this that exists is on a Chowder wiki page that says, Chowder PS2 game real. Came out in 2000s. Here's the image. Now this is fan-made. This image is fake and everything about it's fake. This is only made for fun on the wiki. Scraps. Scraps is Chowder's apprentice from the series finale of the show. When Chowder is trying to pick out a new apprentice when he grows up, he finds Scraps. He teaches him how to cook. Chowder music videos. Yeah. So a few years ago, there was these really random Chowder music videos that were created by some people, and they're strange, but really talented, but basically characters from Chowder singing already existing songs, and it's really weird. Well, that concludes the Chowder iceberg. Bye, guys, and I'll see you next time.